Let's create some cottage home decor pieces using salvage. Hello everybody and welcome into Emily's Upcycled Home. For this first project, I just have this little salvage piece of wood. It has some black paint on the back. It's very rustic, very, well, salvagey, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and just transform this into a little cottage riser and add a cloche to the top. I am coming in with my Gorilla Wood glue and some dowel caps that you can purchase off of Amazon. I thrifted this little cloche piece and I'm just giving it a good wipe down with some alcohol. And then we're just going to add a simple bow to just spruce it up just a tad, coming in with different fabrics and adding that little delicate touch to everything. Because once we put this on our base, this is going to bring so much softness to our piece against that rustic wood look. I add a little bit of greenery to this piece as well, just tying everything into a knot. And then come in and just trim off any of the excess ribbon that I do not want. Now I decided to come in and make a little tag with these little tags that I've got off of Amazon. I'm going to give this a cute distressed look and edge up those pieces. And I'm just using some dark wax here by Dixie Belle. I'll trim off those bottom corners and then I'll just come in with a simple script stamp here, stamp that all up and then apply that onto our ribbon, finishing everything off with a button. Apologize for that mess on the background. I was waxing and my wax is all over my table. But we are going to continue that wax method using Dixie Belle's black wax and aging up the rest of the piece and adding a little bit of clear wax on top of my brush and then going over the rest, and that'll pull some of that black wax that's left over in that brush as well. Just going to wipe this on, wipe off all the excess, and then our cute little cloche will go on top. But first, let's embellish it a little bit with this cute little bunny that I got from Target. Let's age it up with some wax as well. Add a cute little fabric piece and a little sprig of sweet Addie. Now look how beautiful this rustic chic piece looks. Cottage vibe, shabby chic piece, all of it mixed up together. I just love mixing textures and elements here to make one beautiful piece. But you guys let me know what you think of this piece. Is it too salvage for you, or you think all of it together just gives you a beautiful finish? If you enjoy my content, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell on your way out. Shall we move on to our next project, which is just this thrifted piece here. I know it's not quite salvage, but it gives you that salvage kind of look. So we're going to go ahead and go with this. Coming in this with the IOD packet, I'll go ahead and put that link in the description for this packet and the picture in the corner. At this moment, I don't remember the name of it. I just chose to pick out this beautiful floral image with this soft pink tone, and we are just going to simply rub on that transfer and pull off that backing. Now I had a little bit of issues with this because I didn't think about all the finish and the tannins and oils into this wood, because it is a vintage piece. But if you add a little bit of heat to your IOD transfers, if this happens to you, it will help you release that image onto your wood or your surface. Once I pull off all that image and the backing, we'll go ahead and burnish that in just simply by rubbing in our plastic. Finish this all off with a black wax, once again by Dixie Belle, and then I'll go ahead and wipe off all the excess, giving us a smoother surface to this piece. Now just think this is a very simple upcycle that just added a little bit of cottage cuteness that you can add to your home. I just finish it off with a little clip of some papers, little lace bow, and a faux dried rose in the corner. Let me know what you guys think of this simple transformation down in those comments. Is this something that you would like in your home? This cottage vibe? Let me know. Shop more IOD, Fusion, and Dixie Belle products with my affiliate link to Julie's Designs and Signs. I have that link in the description. as well as supplies, home decor, and floral. A one-stop shop with a $9 flat rate shipping. So save and reuse my link and help my content here on YouTube. Thank you all for your support. So I found this little scrap of wood left over from our little riser, I guess, and I used this stamp here from IOD, and I stamped my image onto rice paper. Now, once I have it on my rice paper, I am going to Mod Podge that onto this little scrap piece of wood, and we're just going to make a little hanger here that you can put on a peg holder or just hang on a doorknob, wherever it is you want to put it. I went ahead and put Mod Podge over the top of the image as well. And then we're going to heat set this all together, making sure we got our piece firmly pressed into our wood here. Now we're going to come back in with that same transfer pack that we did on our first project, and I went ahead and just cut out some little sunflowers here. I'm going to apply some to one corner, and then we'll go ahead and finish off layering up the sunflowers in the other corner. Make sure you varnish each sunflower or each picture after you transfer it onto your piece, making sure your image has a firm hold to your surface. Now, once again, you can get these products, IOD transfers, with that affiliate link down in the comments or the description. And because this is a rustic piece, we're going to come in and rust up those flowers just a little bit by bringing in some sandpaper and distressing them a little bit. With some black wax by Dixie Belle, I'm going to come in and age up all those edges here, just building in a little bit more grubbiness to it and a little more layering effect here. Now, once I have this all layered up, you want to wipe off any of that excess. I went ahead and finished a hanging piece of fabric in there, and I'm going to finish it off with this cute little rag bow in the corner. Now I'm just put those in loops, and then I'll tie in the center with some twine. And then once I have this all completed, we'll trim off those excess, and then we'll go ahead with some hot glue, add that into that corner, and of course finish it off with a cute little button. And our little simple scrap has turned into a beautiful hanger to hang anywhere. Do you see how I layered it up on top of fabric? I just think that adds a delicate touch. Just imagine if that was a little wood peg holder back there. Give me your thoughts on this piece down in those comments. Now, I am back on Whatnot, you guys, so you can catch me every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and shop with me all of these finished pieces. Now, let's go on and move on to some more salvage pieces. I found this in my stash. I don't know where it came from. Sometimes I start projects and I never finish them and they get thrown aside. Now I have this little scrap piece of tile, very rusty, crusty piece. So that's going to be our focal point, bringing in this rusty, crusty element into our cottage little pieces. Where our wood piece is cut, I'm adding a little piece of wood with some Gorilla Glue, and then I'll add some nails. And then here's where I decided to move that tile down to the thicker part of our framing surface here. So I went ahead and tucked that into our edges, and I'll come in and secure it on later. I have this little salvage piece of spindle here cut in half, and we're going to use that to embellish our frame at the bottom, and a little bit of trimming here, and I'll cut that to size just to fit on that top. Measure once, measure twice, cut once, you guys. And then I'll go ahead and add that to the top. And I am attaching everything that you see here with a layer of Gorilla Wood glue and coming in with some brad nails. Now, as far as our tile is concerned, I didn't want to nail it, or I tried to nail it, it didn't quite work, but instead I just come in with a little bit of Gorilla Hot Glue and stuff that little tin piece back into that little slot there, hammer that into place a little, and then I come in with another piece of scrap wood and add that to the base as our trim, just to cover up that end and help hold this in place. Now, once I have that cut, once again I will repeat that process of adding wood Gorilla Glue and brad nails to attach everything once more. Now, now that we got our building process done, we're going to come in and layer up some paints. And I want a darker surface under here. I do plan on coming in with some milk paint, so I am just using some regular folk art or some brand acrylic paint that I have in my stash. And we are just going to cover this up with that brown, not worrying about a perfect coverage. We just want to slap this brown on here so that we can start layering up some more colors. Now I also do come in with some fusion paint in the color Noel. I kind of missing some pieces here of my filming, but here it is with that Fusion Noel, which is this beautiful green shade. Once again, you can shop those Fusion products with that affiliate link. I'm drying everything with my heat gun, and then we're going to mix up some milk paint. Now, this is the color Butter, and this is a Sweet Pickins milk paint product that I do get from my friend Andrea at the Cutest Little Thing. So if you're interested in the Sweet Pickins brand, you can go ahead and message her on her Facebook page, Messenger. But we're going to go ahead and slap this on really thick, very messily, building a lot of texture and a lot of layers of paint, making it look like it's been painted repeatedly and it's old and it's chippy and it's just grubby, grubby, grubby goodness, you guys. But once again, this is that milk paint that I'm coming in with. But if you guys are interested in Fusion milk paint, that I'll be bringing more to my videos as well, you can shop that Fusion milk paint line with that affiliate link. With my scraper, I am coming in and scraping up all the excess of paint. Now, I did want to come in with a piece of candle wax that would have helped more of that chippiness, because with this wood, it's a little bit thirsty, so it kind of absorbs some of that paint. But we're just going to go ahead and work with this, coming in with a piece of sandpaper as well and distressing that even further, taking off the very flakes. But do you see all that texture and detail that we're building here just with layering and just with that milk paint? It's just a beautiful old vintage kind of cottage vibe that I'm just loving, you guys. I went ahead and wiped everything down with a damp towel just to get off all the paint chips and flakes and dust here. And then we'll go ahead and come in and add some more grubby goodness with some Dixie Belle black wax. Now I'm just going to layer this into all the creases and get very dingy here, you guys. But remember, this is all personal preference. If you don't want all these layers and you liked the project at a certain point, you can stop there. You don't have to keep going, do what's best for you and what your vision tells you your project wants to be. I come in with a wax back brush and further wax everything up. And with that same botanical transfer, I came in with a little bit of image there. And then I go ahead and stamp a little script saying in the corner. And I didn't show you all that process. For one, I lost some footage, but look how beautiful that pink color and that yellow go together. So we're going to finish up this with more of this pink, more cloth to soften everything up. This is just a little piece of muslin cloth that I had coffee stained. I'm going to tuck that into the edges here, attaching a little beads of hot glue to hold everything in place. We're going to bring in some more textured with the soft satin color ribbon in that shade of pink and some lace to finish it off. I go ahead and tuck in some greenery, but then I decide let's go ahead and keep it simple. So I went with a little touch of Sweet Annie, pulling out those other brighter green tones out of the peas. Finish it off with our little rose and some dried berries. Now, I did finish it off with a little bow and a button in the center. But you guys, look how beautiful this grubby cottage style piece came out. Let me know what you guys think of this one down in the comments. Do you love all the different elements we brought into this project? Or do you just like a simpler look? I just love the chippiness and the layered of wax and all those layers underneath. Well, guys, we have finished our video. This is our last project. I thank you all for joining me today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell on your way out. And leave me a comment. The algorithm loves you to interact with me down in those comments. Let me know which was your favorite project. I'll see you guys all on the next one. But here's those projects one last time.